We've got another Tsaparis Science Experiments edition. This time, you hopefully didn't break any robots.
Hopefully didn't break it. We'll see for sure, but again, Sale High School has a great robotics club, and I got to check it out this week.
Science. Meet Picket.up. It picks things up. The Octopirates Club members worked round the clock last year to build this functioning robot, and the hard work paid off. The team took home the silver medal in the international first robotics competition.
You're allowed to hit them as hard as you want with your robot. You just can't take a chainsaw and cut them in pieces. So it's very high intense. The rounds are 2 minutes long, and so the robots are bashing into each other. Some are smoking on fire. It's very, very, very exciting.
Science teacher Jason Burdick formed the club at Sale High School 5 years ago and says last year's second place was the best they'd ever done.
It was so close. It was so exciting. The kids were just jumping up and screaming. We thought we'd won, and then the final results came through, and our hearts were crushed. We were crying. I mean, we were just holding each other's arms. It was fantastic. It was a great moment.
Before the Octopirates get to the international competition, students meet every Wednesday after school to research, design, code, and ultimately construct a functioning robot. Students say the hard work pays off.
This is amazing. It's the satisfaction of I made this, I made it work, and through all late hours.
And here's the fruit of my labor now.
Yeah.
Each year, the objective of the robotics competition changes. Last year, whoever stacked the most bins won it all. Let's see if they could teach me how to operate Picket.up.
The controls are set up so that it's sort of like driving a tank.
Sure. I mean, we've all driven our average run-of-the-mill tank before.
Right, yeah.
So we know how that works. All right, there's the box. So what am I going to press here? Uh-oh. Ah, number 2. Oh, there we go. I got it. Let's do it. There it goes. It's pretty good. It wasn't the best.
Pretty good for your first time.
For my first time. Oh, thank you for, coming down to my level. Okay, so maybe I don't have what it takes to be an Octopirate. But for those that do, Jason says seeing the outcome is the best part of his job.
There's no better way, I feel, than a kid comes back, several years later and said, this robot club set me on a great path, or this gave me so many opportunities. Or when I got to school, I already knew this stuff that they were teaching in my freshman engineering class.
And that'll do it for this week's
Tsaparis Science.
And of course, we had to do their battle cry at
Right?
the end. All right,
It's
Kelly,
intense.
try it out. You cover one eye,
Okay.
like an eye patch, because they're the Octopirates,
Right.
and then you do your hook. And you go, blah, 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 blah. Perfect. Yeah, good enough. Good enough. So the Octopirates,
You need the big group to be
yes,
intense with
the
it.
Octopirates hoping to take home first prize during next year's international competition. Again, second prize
Fingers
not half
crossed.
bad.
Not too bad.
We'll see what they can do this spring.
Looking forward to it. Max, thank you so much. Don't go away. We've got Money News when we come back. The odds of a U.S. taxpayer facing an audit have fallen to their lowest levels in more than a decade. The audit coverage rate dropped to 0.84%, the lowest since 2004, marking the third consecutive year with an audit coverage below 1%. The IRS audited just about 1.2 million people last year. Now, the declines come amid cuts in the IRS budget and employee headcount. Staffing reductions also contributed to the worst level of IRS taxpayer services in years. Honda has announced it will no longer use Takata as its airbag supplier after deciding its longtime partner had misrepresented and manipulated test data. The decision by Honda came on the same day the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration announced a $70 million penalty for Takata failing to promptly disclose defects in its airbags, millions of which have now been recalled. Time now for our Career Source Capital Region Hot Job of the Day. Today's hot job is a finance and administrative coordinator. This is a full-time job and salary depends on experience. For the quick link to apply for this job through the employflorida.com site, check out the Sunrise section of WTXL.tv.
It's all about early, and I wanna be there.
Good morning and thank you for getting your day started with us here on WTXL Sunrise on this Wednesday morning. It is the 4th day of November 2015. I'm Kelly Bartoli and Camilla, your high today 85 degrees, 6:30 on the dot, and coming up this half an hour we are making some nature inspired crafts with this morning's Pinterest party, plus all of the details of an upcoming symphony that is going to be free to the public. Live interviews in just a few minutes. First, though, a check of what's happening in the world right now. New information regarding the death of an Illinois police officer. Law enforcement officials are expected to announce later today that they believe the death of Lieutenant Joe Glenowitz was a suicide. Glenowitz was on his way to work on September the 1st when he radioed in that he saw 3 suspicious men. He told dispatch he was pursuing them on foot. The lieutenant was later found shot dead about 50 yards from his vehicle. Authorities say he was killed with his own service weapon. The coroner, meanwhile, has said he cannot rule out a homicide, suicide, or an accident. Some big votes taking place all across the country last night. In Ohio, residents have rejected a measure that would have legalized marijuana for medicinal and recreational use. That legislation would have allowed anyone over the age of 21 to possess up to an ounce of marijuana for personal use, but it would have also given a few businesses a monopoly on cultivating the drug. That caused many who support the legalization to vote against the proposal. Supporters say they will continue to push to get some version of that law passed. And in Texas, voters rejecting the Houston Equal Rights Ordinance. That was a measure designed to protect lesbian, gay, and transgender people. The law was passed by the city last year, but Tuesday's vote repealed it. And the state of Kentucky has a new governor. Matt Bevin was elected to the position yesterday. Experts say this was a big political comeback for Bevin, who attempted to unseat Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell last year. Bevin beat out Democratic challenger Kentucky Attorney General Jack Conway. Want to send things over now to meteorologist Max Tsaparis about 6:32 on this Common Sense Day.
Common sense. Use your common sense.
Sometimes it can be harder than it seems, right?
You know, pretty much the rule goes, if something doesn't work the first time, it might not work the second time, right? Use your common sense.
Use your common sense.
Exactly.
Use your noodle.
Hopefully everyone's doing that this morning. Use common sense. The same weather pattern that we've been stuck in is pretty much the same weather pattern we're going to be in for the next couple of days. So if you were caught off guard without the umbrella last couple of days, use some common sense. Grab that umbrella this morning, because we'll at least see a few of those passing showers, especially for our inland folks. Let's get things started with how it looks off the FSU Weather Center network camera, brought to you by Napleton Infiniti. Doak Campbell Stadium at the bottom of your screen, and very close to Doak, you can see some of those low-lying clouds. Even within the last couple of minutes, fog started to build in very thick, and you can see we're down to 4 miles visibility in Tallahassee, 3/4 of a mile out in Valdosta, out in Live Oak, up the 221 corridor. That's where we're seeing some of that thick fog, even up towards Moultrie along 319. We're down to 3/4 of a mile as well. Hit and miss dense fog, we'll call it patchy fog to get your day started. Temperatures still rather warm for this time of year, well above average. We're at 72 right now in Thomasville, 73 in Perry. Good morning to everyone in Tallahassee. It's a very muggy and warm 74 degrees, and that's what we're dealing with across the board as well. 74 in Tallahassee, and the humidity definitely on the high side, like in Thomasville, up to 100%. That just goes to show you, with very high humidity, that does not necessarily mean we have rainfall. It does, however, mean that we are matching the dew point, which gives us an indicator of how much moisture is out there, and that's spilling into some fog to contend with as we're heading to work and school. Titan radar clean sweeps of the sky early this Wednesday morning. Despite the humidity, there's no rainfall to impact your morning drive. Just one little isolated shower right there, right in the open Gulf waters. That's about it this morning. But later on this afternoon, we could fire up a few more of those showers and storms as we are stuck in this summer-like pattern. 70s heading to school as we're getting the kids to the bus stop. We also have some patchy fog as well. Give yourself a couple extra minutes out on the roads. And again, you're going to have to contend with all the buses driving around as well. 80 by your lunch hour. Going to be humid, just going to be downright warm as well. And near record highs this afternoon. We'll get all the way back into the mid-80s. A very similar setup to yesterday, but I do expect a little bit more sunshine than what we saw for your Tuesday. That'll boost those temperatures slightly higher than what we saw for yesterday. And we'll also see some of those pop-up storms. I even expect a sea breeze to roll in from the Appalachian Bay. Very atypical for this time of year, but definitely something we're going to be dealing with, and not just today, but the next couple of days before we talk about the temperatures cooling off. So still hot, some storms to contend with later on this afternoon, specifically into this evening. We'll call it shorts and t-shirt type of weather, and keep those umbrellas on standby. Here's what's coming up in your full 7-day forecast, which we'll show to you in about 20 minutes. That record heat, that looks likely not just today, but the next couple of days as well. I've been getting a lot of complaints in person, on Twitter. Yeah, a lot of people are not that happy with this setup, but don't worry, a big cool down coming back into play later on in that 7-day forecast. So there is an end in sight. We'll talk much more about it coming up just before the end of the show around 6:55. Right now, though, we want to get a live look at those roads. Again, we have the fog kind of impacting our drive. Use common sense.
Right.
Turn on the low beams.
Max, I will say, I'm glad it's not just me complaining to you, though.
I know.
I felt bad for like a half a second.
Right.
But then I realized
a lot of people are, because we had a blazing hot summer, and now we're still talking about record heat in November. Don't worry, average temperatures on their way. Yeah.
Hey, some slower going speeds out there you might be getting sick of as you start your commute this morning, because we are talking about some big visibility concerns heading out the door. Right now, no advisories have been issued, but still something you want to slow down a little bit. Give yourself plenty of time. As Max was mentioning, keep on those low beams or your fog lights anytime you're trying to drive through these conditions. In Thomasville, you can see Highway 84 starting to slow down a little bit here, but no major congestion to start the day. In Valdosta, we've kind of seen this much shading pretty much all morning long, but I-75 is moving along really without any problem, so that has really helped us today. Still looking at about 13 minutes if you are heading up to Moody Air Force Base. A bit of congestion there. I-75 southbound taking about 10 minutes, which is pretty standard this time of the morning. The capital city has kind of been hit or miss when it comes to some visibility concerns and some of the foggy skies out there. Looks like right now we're talking about some light, dense shading out there. So talking about maybe some slower going patches, especially on 319. We had some slow spots here on Tennessee eastbound, Capitol Circle northwest to Monroe. A little bit of congestion there. Things backing up, taking you 13 minutes there. Drive times just about 30 miles an hour, 5 miles slower than what we typically see this time of the morning. A little bit slower there on Monroe southbound as well, but not talking about any local accidents being reported. Time now to celebrate some birthdays, and first up we have got our celebrity. This pretty much everyday celebrity for any kind of entertainment media. We're talking about 46 years old, Sean Combs. Happy birthday to you. Celebrating with us here locally, Pastor Melvin E. Crawford Sr. turning 51 years old. All of your church family and friends sending you big birthday wishes today. Melanie Hampton, everyone at Childs High hopes you have a wonderful day today. Larry Buck, big birthday wishes going out to you this morning from Ellie Murphy. And hey, we like to see all that FSU gear on too. We want to celebrate your birthday or your anniversary. Send us in all those details and put a picture on there if you'd like as well. Email it to us at WTXLbirthday at WTXL.TV, and we will celebrate with you on the air. Still to come this morning as sunrise continues, we are taking a look at some of nature photos from all the viewers with hometown weather coming up in just a few minutes. But first, we are making some fall decorations inspired by nature with this morning's Pinterest party. That's in just 2 minutes. Don't go away. Welcome back for this Pinterest party. Today we are getting inspired by Mother Nature. Joining us here this morning, Marty Miller from Bear Creek. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You know, Max, you were just reminding us we made some pine cone bird feeders.
What was that, just last week? A couple
2
weeks
weeks ago, I think. So this time, instead of feeding the animals with the pine cones, we're gonna, have the animals inspire our pine cones a little bit.
Absolutely.
We're using these to make owls and spiders, which I never would have thought of.
Nope.
So where do we begin?
Well, we like to invite the kids out to Bear Creek Educational Forest to get them out into the woods, enjoy nature, and just use a little of nature's toys.
Things that they're gonna, walk past.
Make
and
some creative.
have some fun.
So are we really going to find pine cones this big on the ground? I feel like I've never seen one of these.
Absolutely.
You're not looking hard enough.
I guess it's true. I'm not actually actively looking, so maybe if I were.
Different types of pine trees have different sized pine cones.
These are huge.
Just got to find the right pine tree.
Size of our face.
Come out of Bear Creek and check it out.
And yeah,
Perfect.
exactly.
Yeah.
Then you can get the different
Open invite
sizes to
there.
make your entire zoo kind of pine cones. This guy is so cute. This little owl. I love him so much. So how do we create this ourselves?
Simple and basic. This is a nice thing that any age can use because we have a lot of kids that come out from kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. So the young ones really like to do this. And they start as owls, but you never know what they're going to come out
Exactly.
You
Well,
never
let's
know.
start ours
They
as
could
owls.
become a spider.
It's
they
a
could become
hybrid
a monster.
something.
But basically just pine cones, a little bit of cotton.
Okay.
We have
I love the way cotton.
And some eyeballs here.
Yes.
And those you can pick up at any craft store.
Absolutely.
So do you just kind
Just
of like
kinda
Drape it or stick it in? I don't know.
Kind of stuff it in. There's
Okay.
no right or wrong way as
That's
long
good.
as it's sticking
There's
to
no
it.
right or wrong way
Right.
to make an owl.
That's it.
That's as the old expression goes. There we go.
and just kind of maybe like pull it so it gets pretty thin.
Absolutely.
trying
Yeah,
to.
I kind of stretched
look
it out
like
a little
it's
bit here.
fur a little bit.
Trying to make mine look like ears, but it might not work out
I was
that
going to
way.
say, we're not the pros here.
No,
Now,
we are
In just
not.
a couple of minutes, it's not going to look quite like this.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Now, this, there's so many opportunities for kids and field trips out at Bear Creek, and these are some of the things they get to do. So it's not just, oh, hey, we're sitting in a classroom and learning about nature. They're going out there, experiencing it, and then getting maybe some activities they can do at home as well.
Absolutely. We try and get them out and do a little bit of everything, a little bit of crafts, but we want to get them out into the forest, wandering around, enjoying the natural areas, learning a little bit about the trees
Yeah,
and the pine trees
that's
out
the
there.
objective,
Which
isn't
one
it?
had large
Right.
pine cones?
Exactly. Which one does have large pine cones?
Longleaf pine is going to
Longleaf
be your
pine.
nice.
Makes
big pine
sense.
cone.
Long leaf, you're gonna get nice long leaves.
There
You're gonna
you
get nice
go.
big pine cones, I guess. Very cool.
And so then here, okay, so I have the start of my owl going.
Okay.
And then you said some pipe cleaners for spiders.
Spiders, yep, you can make your arms for your spiders.
Okay, mine's going to
or
go
your
on
legs.
the back.
And basically it's just
Oh, it's just
simple
straight
and easy.
across.
Yeah, just put it right through and bend them around, make your little legs.
That's even easier than I thought it was going to be. Hey, this is something so fun, so creative, especially when we're talking about the fall and you
the
want to be
eyes.
outside, you want to be enjoying, this time of the year and getting the whole family out there and having some fun.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful time to come out and take a hike.
Have some competitions then to see
Especially
who
as
can
the
make
weather cools down a little bit, This
Max,
weekend
you
might be a little bit better.
I feel like your
I'm trying my
owl
best.
grew a beard or something.
It's a wise owl,
It's
Kelly.
a very wise
A very
owl.
wise
That's why
owl.
he's
There
a
we
little
go.
bit older,
And
right?
you got a little nose here. Where does that come from?
I
Anywhere?
do.
You can use the back of an
The
eyeball.
back of an
How about
eyeball.
that?
All right.
We'll
When in
improvise
doubt.
at the moment.
This is a very
But it
scary
could
owl.
look like this.
It
Don't
could.
worry.
It could.
Hey, this was
Got a little
such
more
an
time.
easy activity, so much fun, and of course, we're going to put all the instructions on our website and ways that people can go out and enjoy
Of
everything
course.
Bear Creek has to offer. It is going to be online for you, WTXL.tv. Marty, thank you so much for being here.
Certainly,
We
thank
certainly
you.
appreciate it. Don't go away. We are back in just 2 minutes.
She said she's just gonna call your cell. Is that cool? Okay. She said okay. She said yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Say inside.
Okay.
Hey, good morning. Do we have you live out there in
Hey,
Nashville?
good morning.
Hey, my name's Kelly. How are you?
Oh, yeah. Doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. A little hectic, but hey, wouldn't be a good day without it, right? Thank you so much, Marty.
Exactly. Okay.
Well, today is the day that country music stars dream about. The 49th annual CMA Awards are tonight in Nashville, and crowds of people already on hand for Tim McGraw's Good Morning America concert kickoff. Our Brecken Terry is in downtown Nashville covering all the sights and sounds. Good morning to you, Terry. What's it like out there in the country music capital?
Well, I tell you what, it is certainly an exciting time. Early this morning, as you can see behind me, there is a huge crowd waiting for Tim McGraw to come out here and get them pumped. Now, I can tell you that this is just a taste of what fans will be getting later on tonight when the CMAs kick off. McGraw isn't the only one working, though. Artists performing at the CMAs like Carrie Underwood and Brad Paisley, who are also hosting tonight's show, have been busy rehearsing inside Bridgestone Arena yesterday and will be back later for a full dress rehearsal. And Brad Paisley says you won't be disappointed.
We really work hard to make sure that this doesn't drag, that this show starts with a bang and keeps going. And not only that, that there are surprises.
Now, crews are busy this morning putting final touches inside the arena, and outside they are also going to be setting up the backdrops, doing more mic checks, and finally rolling out that red carpet.
Talking about so much anticipation when it comes to the fans, all of the artists who are nominated. So who actually gets to vote on who goes home with the coveted CMA award?
Well, the CMAs are not actually voted on by fans, but they are voted on by the Country Music Association. They have over 7,000 members in 40 countries, and they're the ones who cast the ballots and decide who takes home those trophies. Now, you can catch the CMAs and all the performances and the winners right here. Live in Nashville, Brecken Terry, WTXL ABC 27, dedicated to you.
Brecken, thank you so much. She is going to stand by live in Nashville throughout the day today, and we're going to check back in with her tomorrow morning for a red carpet recap and maybe some of the behind the scenes secrets of the awards. Don't go away. Sunrise continues in just 2 minutes. Well, the FSU College of Music performs more than 500 concerts and recitals each year. Well, next up, a free show for all of us from the Florida State University Symphony Orchestra. Joining us now with a sneak peek is Alexander Jimenez. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you,
Glad to
Kelly.
have you back here talking about a really wonderful opportunity for music lovers, for people maybe who just want to get their first taste of a live symphony orchestra. What can we expect this weekend?
Well, you know, so often there can be a little bit of a sense that, you know, I don't know if I can, this big concert, big orchestra, you know, formal space. This is a smaller version of the University Symphony. So this is our top players within the University Symphony playing in a chamber orchestra. It's a little bit smaller in Opperman Music Hall, which is a little bit smaller. So people are close to the stage. They can really feel the action. And it's going to be a great concert with music by, well, biggest name on the concert is Beethoven. Everybody knows Beethoven. Everyone knows this symphony, right? That one's on the program. That's in fact the most popular classical piece in the repertoire.
This is something, you know, you don't have to be nervous going to it or feel intimidated like, oh, I don't really know some of these names. It's kind of for everyone.
It sure is, you know, and I'm really big on promoting that very idea that the symphony orchestra is not some kind of, or classical music, it's not some sort of elite form of entertainment. It's really for everyone. You know, with any kind of entertainment, we'll like some things, we won't like some things. And the thing about symphony music is that there's something for everybody.
You mentioned something to me during the break that there's going to be a little bit of a saxophone, which sometimes you don't think of when you think of a big orchestra or classical music. So what can we look forward to with that performance?
Well, the saxophone, which you normally would associate with jazz, was actually invented by a guy named Adolphe Sax with the idea of perhaps adding the saxophone to the orchestra. Didn't take off quite as much as he expected, but this is a concerto, which is solo for saxophone and orchestra by a Swedish composer named Erik Lars Larsson, and it's featuring Thomas Giles, who is the winner of our doctoral concerto competition. He's making quite a career all over the country right now, as a matter of fact. And it's not a very long concerto, but it's really interesting, and he plays like there's no tomorrow.
And so impressive just to sit back and watch the talent of these students. The FSU Symphony Orchestra, well regarded all around the country, the world really. And so we're talking about the best of the best going to be performing this show.
Well, we're very proud of our group, and we're very, you know, the college is one of the top 5 programs in the country, and the symphony has recorded on major labels and so on. And so, I mean, it is a renowned group, and so it'll be worth coming to.
I have to imagine too, if you can get the entire family out there, there may be kids, maybe they're just starting to pick up an instrument for the first time, or maybe they're saying, hey, I want to be that person. And it could really spark something in them. And who knows what it could become then.
You know, that's a great point. I've been around long enough to have actually seen that happen. You know, seeing kids that come, they showed up for the first time, maybe go backstage, meet some of the players, which of course they're accessible, and then be really inspired by it and go on and you know, play trombone or play violin and make a living or even just an avocation out of it. So it's been really inspiring.
And hey, maybe in a couple of years you'll be teaching them at FSU, right?
Well, that's happened too.
Why not? Hey, now if we want to head out there on Saturday evening, what do we need to know?
Well, it's at Opperman Music Hall. It starts at 8 p.m. It's free and open to the public, which is really great. And so we hope you'll come out.
This is going to be a wonderful opportunity to get the family together, really just sit back and enjoy some very talented musicians putting on a free orchestra concert for us. All the details there on your screen this Saturday starting at 8. Again, absolutely free. A phone number and a website there on your screen for all the details. And of course, it'll be on our website, WTXL.TV. Alexander, thank you so much for being here again. We certainly appreciate it.
Kelly.
Don't go away. We've got your final forecast when we come back. 6:57 on the dot. Time to get you informed and out the door. Just new into our newsroom this morning. An accident happening overnight. We're just getting details about an accident causing some injury to a few people out there. 3 teens seriously injured after that crash in Suwannee County. Happened around 3 a.m. on County Road 136 near 141st Drive. Cole Peacock headed eastbound when he veered off the road and hit a tree. The 18-year-old was trapped inside of the car. Crews having to use the jaws of life to get him out. Now all of the passengers were taken to area hospitals. Again, 2 in serious and critical conditions. Only 1 suffered minor injuries. Troopers do tell us charges are pending. Again, this information just coming in. We will keep you posted throughout the day here on WTXL. About 6:58 almost. What to our weather today, Max? We want to get a look outside as well. What are we looking at today?
Okay, so today I'm showing off a few photos of what we've seen the last couple of days. Here's some ominous fog north of Cairo. Liz Kennett and
Hey, the horses are enjoying it though.
Yeah, they don't really mind. Maybe they like to do a little bit of a sort of soupy salad for them as they're gobbling up some of the grass out there. Also saw those ominous clouds to start off the work week. Jeffrey seeing this over in Perry. Very low-lying clouds hanging out with us, but still many peaks of blue sky
look at
as
that
well.
bright blue.
Yeah, Jen, getting this great shot coming in from Georgia and Valdosta, and we want to see all your photos. Make sure to send them on in on Facebook and Twitter. All right, your 7-day forecast. I threw around the records here just to give you an idea of this unprecedented heat. Going to be talking about mid to upper 80s through Saturday. Rain threat at around 20 to 30% coverage over the next couple of days. Then that sweeping cold front moves by mainly Saturday overnight into Sunday, so not going to get much rainfall out of it, but still a few pop-up showers and storms definitely not out of the question. But the bigger weather story at that point going to be those temperatures that finally back off after about a week of well above average temperatures and record-setting numbers. Only going to be in the mid to upper 70s to round out the weekend and head into next work week. So finally some glorious weather on its way. But until then, hot and soupy, Kel.
Heading out on the roads this morning, talking about some of those visibility issues, seeing them once again today. Pretty low visibility in some areas, so certainly take it easy, slow down, and give yourself plenty of time out on the roads this morning. We haven't really had any local accidents starting from the 5 a.m. hour on, so that has been the good news. But of course, as traffic is starting to build, more people heading off to work and school and getting the school buses out there as well. Going to be a little bit, Max, before this fog burns off. So certainly slow down, keep your fog lights on or your low beams on as you are driving through some of these low visibility issues. Right now we weren't talking about any advisories being issued, so we've certainly seen worse fog out there, but still something to slow down and take it easy to start your day.
Yeah, around 10 o'clock we'll finally see it all burn off.
Just a couple of hours from now. Hey, way before that, 7 a.m. on the dot right now on WTXL.TV. It's National Relieve Stress Day. Free your stresses.
That's what we need.
We're looking at ways to stay sane. Join us right now. Have a great day. Welcome here to Second Cup, only on WTXL.TV. I'm Kelly Bartoli.
And I am Max Tsaparis. Thanks for joining us on this hump day. And you know, we are just getting over the hump, but still, Monday and Tuesday really take their toll, don't they?
They were a long one, especially I think because all of us had such probably a fun weekend with
Halloween
Halloween being on a Saturday and then getting the extra hour. There should be like an executive order. That's always how it goes.
Always
Halloween
get that
on a
extra
Saturday
hour.
And an extra hour after it.
A lot of fun. And then Monday we had all that severe weather, pulled a 12-hour shift. So one of those tough sort of turnarounds for sure. But you got some good news for us.
Today is Stress Awareness Day.
Stress Awareness Day.
I think we can all appreciate we have some stresses here and there. So these are some things that can help you de-stress, stay sane.
Important.
Try your best not to, pull your hair out sometimes.
Yeah, not to pop that vein.
Right. So if you have writer's block, this is literally a writer's block. You throw it against the wall when you just, you can't get, you need some creativity. You can't get what, the words won't come out of your paper or out of your pen onto the paper.
Yeah, luckily, our school day essays and papers are done
Hey, but sometimes, putting together stories for the show.
We need to get this.
I think some of us might like this.
For Peggy Cassis
I think
from
she
the
would
Tallahassee
like it,
Writers Association. She would really appreciate this.
Only the best writers get writer's block.
And I'm sure she runs into it sometime.
Yeah,
One of our best
we
writers.
all have. Let's be honest. This is a toast heated pillow.
Wow.
That will give you a hug.
Aww. It seems like something that you'd see.
Are you supposed to put? Okay, you heat it up, but like, how does that whole thing fit in the microwave?
You just stuff.
Put it in the oven?
Yeah, that wouldn't be too good.
No, you'd probably get more stressed because then you'd burn your house down.
Oh, how nice.
Right? That wouldn't. I don't know about that one.
No, okay, well,
just
let's move on.
Just use a regular pillow.
Here's our stress buster.
Not only is this the stress buster that you can punch, it fits on your desktop.
Oh, perfect.
See, because it's got like this, it's kind of a suction cup on the bottom, so you can just suction cup. We should put that right here.
Right here, smack dab in the middle. Every day you get to see this.
Right in the middle of this desk.
You know,
you can have one of the,
she has those stress balls. This will look nice on her desk as well, I think.
Sometimes just boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Bring it on.
Punch it out, right? Why not? The M-Wave 2. This is like pretty scientific
like
here.
an electromagnetic wave, I'm guessing.
It monitors your heart rate and lets you know what you need to do to calm yourself in moments of stress. The data it records can then be offloaded to your PC so you can track your progress and see what it looks like when your heart is actually stressing out.
Don't they have apps for this on your phone?
Probably.
Or like the smartwatches now?
But listen, this is just going to like scare me more, and then I'm going to get more stressed about it.
That's true.
It's like when you have to get your blood pressure checked. I psych myself up about it, and I get nervous about it, and then I start they're like, "Oh, you have high blood pressure."
Do you have high blood pressure?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's because so a lot of times they have to take it a couple of times after you've like calmed down and stuff.
I have low blood pressure.
Well, maybe just start freaking out about it.
I love this thing, though. This is my favorite.
These are the things that they try to attack you with in the mall when they have those little stores in the middle, right?
It's pretty nice.
It's a head massager.
This one, though, vibrates?
Yeah, this one vibrates. This is the fancy one. Okay. And so it stimulates different acupuncture points on your head, and then, you know, kind of gives you that, like, tinglies when someone's like...
I love that. But it, like, gives me, like, creepy crawlies up my spine, at least initially.
But that's the best, like, when you have a hair appointment and they get to, like, shampoo your hair.
Oh, the massage a little bit.
Yeah. Take your time.
Yeah, we only go to the best places.
Right.
So that's why they do that.
Oh, speaking of massages, the body massage mat.
Okay.
You lay it on the floor, on your bed, your couch, pretty much wherever you're comfortable. And then it literally, like you can see it has like the cord thing there, the remote. And then it massages you.
I like that.
I feel like this would be dangerous.
I feel like you would just fall asleep.
Or there would be like a short in it, and it would shock you top to bottom, head to toe.
You need to stop stressing out and just let the nice vibes come over you for a second. You don't even have this thing. Don't freak out over it.
Well, sometimes because, and girls know what I'm talking about, when you go and get a pedicure, and you put on you're always in a massage chair, so you put it on, and sometimes you'll get a setting, and it feels like it's punching you.
Hopefully
and you're like, I need that to stop, and you don't know how to work the chair.
Kelly, it's anti-stress day.
It's okay. Maybe I need this.
Oh, these things don't do anything.
Mini Zen garden.
This is weird. No.
Yeah, I don't really like it. Wait, we got one more. It's a half full glass.
Aww.
So you can have a positive drink.
But then I see half empty in parentheses too. So
maybe you tip it upside down on the days when it's just been too long.
Well, we hope this de-stressed you a little bit. Clearly it did not de-stress Kelly. She's more frazzled than ever.
Yoga breath.
Yeah, that's why she has the hair bump.
See you tomorrow.
Stressed hair. Patchy fog gets your Wednesday morning started. However, no rain chances, though, heading out the doors, so there's some good news. Temps, though, well above average in the low to mid 70s. We should be at 51 this time of year. We'll be back to near record highs this afternoon in the mid to upper 80s with some of those afternoon pop-up showers and storms. Again, we're in a summer-like pattern here, so definitely not out of the question to watch that sea breeze roll in from the Gulf waters overnight down to 71. A cool down by Sunday.